Welcome to this tutorial about this really great left-hand pattern which you can use in pop piano and in cocktail piano. Why also in cocktail piano? Because sometimes you want a different color in between the jazzy 3, 5, 7. You want a different sound, maybe a sweet sound, than to go back to the contrasting jazz voicings. So it's good to have this color on board. We could call this the 1-5-9 pattern, because the 9 is the essential bit in here. You start always with the root, and then you have the 5 and the 9 as a sort of music box. First of all, please don't frighten away people with small hands. We use the pedal for this one. I do it too. So just briefly after this root, not at the same time, briefly after it, pedal, pedal, and then you go on. Pedal, just with a small delay after the first note. Pedal. And then it can last for a bar. Okay, so the pedal is essential, that we can tie it. That is important here. Okay, let's get back to the 1-5-9. It sounds really nice if we have a partner for the 9. And the first partner for the 9 is the octave. And that makes already for a great pattern, like for example this one. You see here also, this 1-5-9 applies to all chords. That's the simplicity of it. So in A minor, we also use the 1, 5, and the 9 of A minor is B. We do. This, and then 1 and tuck. Twice and octave. Twice, octave. Now this fixed pattern I'm showing you now is only fixed for the beginning, because then we have easy ways of doing variations with it. Like if you're a little bit into it, you will start doing these variations yourself. So now we got to know the first partner, which is the octave itself. Like, or also nice. I'll show you this briefly. 1 and 2 and 3. Also, you might have heard this in pop piano recordings. It's nice and rich already. You cover quite a span, and you have this really nice, beautiful pop note, pop 9 here. That's the first partner. We have a second partner to the right. It's just how we would love it as men in real life. Have one girl at the left and one at the right. Sorry ladies, it's still 90% men on my channel. Please excuse if I serve the majority here with my fantasies. Okay, now let's see. We have the 9 and we have the left partner and the right partner, and both get a kiss occasionally, that they feel treated equally. Otherwise one is getting jealous. Okay, I show you what you can do. It is really almost up to you what you do. You're very free here. The main thing happened here, and then you just can like do or start with one fixed in the beginning, and then you will see it's a liquid thing. You know, you can just doze away, and on these it's always this, and it's very beautiful. Same as I said, if you go to other chords, let's say you want to go to F, it's just the same. Now we go to you remember the pedal is helping you, because otherwise you would not be able to play the 10, but here you use the wrist and the arm to move over a little bit. Just follow the curve of your knuckles in the opposite direction with your hand doing this. You can hear it also if your wrist is flexible and going with it instead of to pedal and then. Now we go to F. Can you see how beautiful it now sounds? I play very little here. I go back to F. You can tell, huh? It's beautiful. And the great thing is, you can play it quite deep. Why? Because the fifth is an interval you can play pretty much down there and still is not muddy. And then you have, so that makes it also possible to have a more richer, like with a little bit more bass part in the sound, and have an accompanying left hand that has the bass sound. So it's not a left hand that where you have to jump in order to get that effect, but you can stay here holding tight to the keyboard. It gives you more feeling of safety instead of, like, let's say, where you have to jump. It's always harder, but that's great, isn't it? What's coming next? Of course, we might have chords that where you play the 5 here and the 9. What you're not playing here is, for example, the 7. And sometimes the 7 in a chord is really important, and the right hand is not playing the 7 in the melody. Then we have to make sure it's here somewhere. And we can do that. For example, if I have the C, let's say the C is now turning into the C7. Now listen. Lovely. So instead of insisting on this one, we have the pedal anyway that helped us with the stretch, so we can let go, and then we play the 7 and the 9, and that sounds really great. And F. Again. We play the same doodle 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 music box thing with these two hands. Isn't it? Now there might also be the occasion where you have to play, where you need the major 7. For example, in cocktail piano, you might want to play the same pattern, but you have a major 7. Major 7, often in pop piano, does not sound good, depending really on the style of pop you're playing. If you play Whitney Houston stuff, it has lots of major 7s. If you play Cat Stevens or Beatles, sometimes it matches, sometimes it sounds a bit dodgy. But we can, of course, extend this little pattern of root, music box, root, music box, to also a simple major chord, like this one. Now I want F major. What did I do there? This could actually be another lesson, because this is on its own a really great thing to make sound, to make things sound, a bit more fragile in between. If you have a pompous, like sort, or you want, let's say, let it be, and you want to have a thinner sound, a fragile part in between, that after that you can reach out for the bass and the full Monty. Again, you want to create a contrast. And now this is Beatles songs where the major doesn't fit. I don't care. Let's take just a fantasy piece. So then you have, for example, you can play 1, 5, and the major 7. No. Hold on. Let's take this one. It's Something by the Beatles. We have the melodies here. We can play our usual stuff here. Something. Now. Now we have this one here. Actually, this is quite a perfect example. The C turns into C major, and the C major turns into the C7 that I just showed you. You see? So you can also use this to play fragile left hand over major chords, and you play here the 1, 5 major 7. Very often it sounds also good. Look at this. I play C major 7, and I go to F major 7. Take a fantasy melody. Again, root. 1, 5, 9. I'm not taking, I take 1, 5 major 7 because I want the major 7 sound. And again with F. I could play. That's the one we learned before, or I could play. Same pattern. Doop-ba, doop-ba, doop-ba. And can you see the difference here? I play, instead of the 5, I play the 3rd here. Here I play the 5. Here I play the 3rd. It's a matter of taste, but the 3rd, of course, is only working when I play this in this area, or here, because here it's too muddy. So diversity, like. You see? And there you already know why you can use it also in cocktail piano, because you can integrate the major 7 and the 9 in it, and even the 7-9 with. So remember when I play the Moon River in cocktail piano style, I showed you these the stuff that's in there, and there of course you can also play like one verse, like. You see, it's just the same pattern. It's not magic. It's just really just the same. Like 1, 9, 10, root 5, 10, F, same. Same. You must admit, that's a great thing. Let me summarize what you learned today. Basically, we learned this pattern of root and 2 notes tinkling. Root, 2 notes. You can use for these 2 notes the 5 and with the 9 and the neighbors of the 9. Then we found that we can use this pattern also to sound fragile and tender in the middle bit. Then we adopted this pattern. You can also use it if you want to use a major chord between, for example, the 1, 5 and the major 7. Here with the 5, here with the 3, and if we go to G, then we can of course use the minor 7 instead of the major 7. That's basically it. It's a very nice and classical pattern to accompany. Hope you like it, learn it, take an easy melody now for the right hand and do it through many of your songs, and you will see it sounds great. You can also change in the middle, you play this tender stuff, and then for the more volume, you go down. Thanks very much for watching, thanks very much for learning. All the best from Berlin. I hope you liked my video and that you learned something. Now you can subscribe. Just press this subscribe button or click on another of my videos on this side. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.